Alright, hi. Doing another algorithms video, and we're doing insertion sort. Um, but this time I believe we're forced to do a more effective method. So let's open up. Alright, so the input is an array, and then basically very similar concept to last time. So last time was a linear sort where you go each item one by one. Okay, so let's see what they want us to do here. You can already place element into sorted array. Okay, so it looks like we're doing what I wanted to do last time, where you create a new array and then you insert your items there, and then in the first step when you consider an array. Okay. So no difference. I'm really confused at how this works. Why is it shifting it like that? Okay, so what is the pseudo code? So I'm really confused at how they want us to sort the array. These directions are not really clear. So start with the second element. Okay, so let's do it for x in range 0 and then length of the array -1. So I'm going to just start out the initial algorithm with -1 because it's saying that we start from the second term in the array. So index of 1. Or actually, maybe we could just start the for loop at 1, and then we'll end at the end index. So if r of x if r of x is less than r x minus 1, oops, that's not valid syntax. So what is n? Is n the number? Okay, I guess we don't need to use len_r because they give us n. It's interesting what functions they expect us to know and then what they'll freely give out. Like a lot of the times they'll give out the length of the array. So if the previous term in the array is less than the current term, we are going to shift it. Python delete from array. Okay, dot remove. So r dot remove. We're assuming everything in the array is distinct. So we're going to remove. What does it say? It says shift the first item. So shift the first item. Key. R dot remove. Python insert num to array at certain point. Okay, r dot insert and then index would be x. There should be no output because it wants us to print. Else Okay, so I'm just adding A and B to the debug console so I can see which one is triggering. So very first one, that's correct. Second one is not correct, so that's condition A. Yeah, so you just removed 3. Old equals. Okay, so first we have a for loop because we need to go through every item. Then we have our key. This is how we reference the current one. Then we have old, so we can reference x minus 1. And then while it's greater or equal to 0 and old greater than key. Our old print our old minus equals 1. So basically what this is doing is for, alright, so old represents x minus 1, right? So basically every time it will go through the entire array until the entire array has been gone through. And then after that, our j plus 1 plus key, and then print. So this answer is basically from ChatGPT, showing map. Oh, it should say, well, old is greater or equal to 0. This should not be taking so long. Oh. That's why. Oops. We don't need to print this. Okay, so let's go over how this code works so we actually understand. So for every item in the array minus 1, because it says here ignore the first item and treat it like it's sorted, we take the current item and we store it into a variable. Then we reference the one before it. That's how we get the first item. And while the item before, so while the index of the item before is greater than 0, and it's greater than the key, it's going to switch the items. So basically that's how you move the lesser items in the front, because it's moving it, if it's greater, into a later index. So in the example case I'm highlighting here on the left, where's the first one? So like for example, 6 is greater than 2. So 6 will move later, and that's how we're going to get this whole thing sorted. And then our old plus 1 equals key. what does old become? Because at the end, old is 0. So next of 1 is the key. Okay. And then, oh, the key just shifts. Okay, so no, the key is shifting 1 to the right each time. So let's submit, and all of them work. Okay, so it's really important I start learning the logic behind this, but that's it.